Hello my friends and welcome. I hope you're doing fine. And today we will have a look at another exercise of Exercism. It's called RNA Transcription. Let's go. So, this is our track. We did 32.4% already, which is good. So let's have a look at our next exercise. Cool. So let's read the instructions. So given a DNA strand, return its RNA complement per RNA transcription. Okay, both DNA and RNA strands are a sequence of nucleotides. The four nucleotides found in DNA are, I will just say A, C, G, and T. It's easier rather than trying to read these. And the complement of them in RNA are A, C, G, and U. So given a DNA strand, its transcribed RNA strand is formed by replacing each nucleotide with its complement. G is C, C is G, T is A is U. Okay. So we have a DNA, and when we how it's called, transcribe it. So we we replace each character. Let's think as a programmer. So we replace each character with another character. Basically, that's what they are saying. Okay, so we have DNA, and we have C, G, T, and A, and then we have an RNA. So what are we getting? So let's have another color. So we have something like this. Should be a string. Okay, we're getting the string, and we have 4 characters in there. It can be also more or less. Okay, and we need to replace each of these characters to its what they called complement. Okay, and their complements are in RNA. Okay, so let's see what an RNA of C is. It's G. G is C. T is, I don't know that one, A. And A is U. Okay, so let's make this orange. This is what we need to return, basically. So let's think about this, how we can do it. So what we have an input. It's a string. So basically it should be a string. So we can have a look at it. But this is a string. So we have 4 characters now. And then we please don't do this. Okay. Yeah. And if we have C, we replace it with G. If we have G, we replace it with C, T, A, U. And then we return basically this string. Okay? Return. Good handwriting. Alright, so let's download it and have a look at the test file. So let's open the terminal. Let's clear this. Okay, so let's go there. Let's copy and paste this. Okay, cool. So now what we can do is open the lib file and then open the test file. Cool. Okay, the lib file, it's only a class, so we leave it as it is. And let's have a look at the test file. Okay, so we have, this is our class, and then there's our instance of the class, and this should be our method. So toRNA is our method, and we're getting a string. So it's CGTA. Yeah, so it's a string. If you have a look at this test, and we're returning a string as well. Okay, cool. So let's copy this and go to Dartpad. Cool. So we said we have a method. Its output is a string. The name is toRNA, and we are getting a string, which is DNA. Cool. So yeah. Okay, so let's have a look again. Yeah, basically that's the thing. Cool. So how can we do this one? So let's think about the stuff that we already learned. So if you see something like this, so you have a string characters, and you need to replace them with predefined characters, I would say, like for C, there's only G. So C, it will not be A or U or whatever, or C again. So C is only G, G is only C. So it's predefined. It's like constant, okay? So how can we do that? So, well, we learned something about map, right? So if we put all of, well, I'm showing on the on the screen with my finger, so you cannot see it. So let's take this color. Okay, so to use map is actually the best thing we can do here, because we can do it like this. So we can say this is the key, like C is the key, and G is the value. So every time I see a C in the, for example here, I can say, okay, this is the key, and in the key the value is G. So I can return this one. So it makes life easier. So let's start doing that. So first we need to define our map. So let's call this RNA, because yeah, this is RNA. Let's put a semicolon here. Okay, let's define it. So we have A, or let's start with C. So our C is G, okay? C is G. Then we have, why I'm doing this, so it should be like this. And then we have G, and we said G is C. Okay, then we have, I need to, T and A. T is A, okay. So we have T is A. You need to be super careful here, because if you messed it up here, you probably will never find it, the error. Okay, so A is U. All right, so let's double check. So C is G, okay, G is C, T is A, and A is U. Okay, this is fine. Cool. So let's go through. We're getting a string, and that string could be something like this, a super long string. So what can we do with it? Basically, we can cut it like A, C, G, T. We split everything, and then we get that element, and then we put that element and as a key in the map, and then it gets us the value back. And then we basically we how it's called, like we collect all of that and then we return it as a string. So basically this is the basic idea what we need to do. So how it's done? So we have our DNA, we split it. Okay, so now we're splitting every character in DNA. After that, we do a map. So we go through the list. So because we split it now, it's like an iterable list. So we go through the list now and take each element, so E for element, and then we can say, okay, what is element now? Element, if we see here, so element could be A, C, G, T, and so on, okay? So if we think about the map, A is this A, so it's the key. So basically, the element is our key. So that's cool, right? Because we can say now RNA E, and what this will do is say, okay, E is the key, for example A, and by doing this it returns U. Okay, cool. So we're not finished now, because this is a map, so it goes through and then at the end you have only one character probably, right? So what we need to do now is to put that in a list, to say to list. So we're putting everything in one list, and then at the end we say join. So we join all of that together, so it becomes one string, okay? Cool. So we have an error here. Oh yeah, because we don't have return. So return. Okay. Cool. Return that, and then at the end we print it out. Print to RNA, and let's take this. Let's start with C. Let's see if it's working. So it should return G. Perfect. And then we have G. It should return C. Cool. And then we had A. So this A should be U. Perfect. And then we have T. And this should return A. Cool. Okay, let's do this example here. Okay, just be careful. That is correct. UGCA, CCAG, AA, UU. Looks good. Looks good. There's also an example with an empty DNA. Let's see if that's also working, or we get an error or something. It should return empty. Yeah, equals empty. Looks good. Cool. So let's get rid of the skip. This one. Cool. Let's go back to our terminal. All right. So dart pub get. So let's get our dependencies. And now let's run the test. Dart run test. So it should be okay, I think. It's taking super long. 9 seconds. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. Some test. Oh. My bad. Okay, so because This one is empty, so there's nothing inside. Of course, it will not work. So what we need to do is to copy this, go here, put our code here, save it, go back to here, and run the test again. Now it should be not correct. Okay. So the last test failed. Okay. Actual is null, null, null. So we have, we tested this already, right? So if I go back here, yeah, it is actually working. See this? Did I paste something wrong? String map, this is the map. This is DNA split, join. Actually, it's correct. Did we mess up the file here? Oh yeah, we messed up the file. Okay. Yeah. All right, my bad. So let's replace this again. So this is why you should be super careful with the test file as well, because yeah, stupid errors like this can happen. All right, let's test that again. But now it should work. Yeah, perfect. Cool. So basically this is how you solve this exercise. So briefly, let's go through it again. So we have a map here, we have a key, and we have a value. The key is our DNA and the values are RNA, okay? So basically we are getting a DNA, for example, this string. And what we're doing, we're splitting it so we can iterate through the list. And then we're using map, so we get each element and we iterate through the elements. So the element is our key, so this one. And we're giving, by doing this, we're returning basically U, okay? So RNA-E, so here it's A, for example. And if you do is the RNA of A, the key of A, give us the value of that, it's U, okay? And at the end, we are putting everything in a list again. So we're putting everything in a list. And then we're joining everything together because we need to give it back a string. So we're joining that list again together. And then we're returning it. Yeah, so basically that's the solution of this exercise. If you like this video, you know what to do. Thank you for watching. See you next video. Steve out. Ciao.